Hey everyone, welcome into Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Day by Day. Today's the 29th of March. Want to know how you're feeling about the stuff that, it's been a week by the time you've seen this. Today, it just happened for me earlier today. The information we got about the raid, the information we got about the new legendary, the requirements for said legendary, the Tarkin rework, the fact that the new Dark Clone Troopers are going to be now the new team for Lord Vader. And the interesting note that Lord Vader is not going to be available for the raid. Not that I have Lord Vader, but, And the fact that the old Bad Batch, and the fact that the new Bad Batch, not the first Bad Batch, but the new Bad Batch just came out like a month or two ago, that they are raid characters, which to me makes no sense. I made the argument that the first one's, possibly, but the newer ones, I get it. It's a cash grab. They're really not interested in thematic, even though they're setting this up where, hey, you need these dark clone troopers, and I'm going to assume the Jedi Vanguard because we know that two Mace and Jocasta knew, and I'm assuming the whole faction. That's going to be what I'm going to be operating on. Is going to be your easy way in for this raid is the Jedi Vanguard. I think that the Bad Batch is more or less the Gungans, and that the new Mace Windu is sort of the whole Killer on Back, Poncho Bros, Padme, Queen Amidala thing. But other than that, I think it's going to be very much like what we have now. Hopefully not as annoying, but just basically copy and paste of what we already have in a slightly different venue, obviously. That being said, I have this set up to where I'm like, I'm going to do this, then this, then this, and then this, and then this. And it's like, if we just, fortunately on my older accounts, I do have, most of us have Jedi Vanguard. I'm super close to Kelleron. And it would make sense for me to go get Shaak Ti. Everybody else is just basically, most of them are at E5. And I could push them to Gear 12, which I think makes a lot of sense. Just push them to Gear 12 and, go back and work on what you were working on. That makes, to me, that makes total sense. Maybe it doesn't to you. I understand that if it doesn't, and that's okay. I think that that's, I think that's the way we have to perceive it. We just have to proceed in this game, is that this is just going to be what it is. And we're just going to have to deal with it. And, just move forward with our life. And that's all we can do. And I think that's perfectly viable. Obviously, what you're looking at me doing is I'm just like, hey, because if you've been playing this game for a year or so, chances are pretty good. Maybe not perfectly that you have Most of these characters to where you can get them to. I mean, that's all you need. It's not like you need a super. You don't need a super long investment. All you need is, just to have them at your 12, and then, you know, it, you just plug them in, you mod them up. Maybe you pick out the best team and you work on it, and then you go work on whatever else you're working on, and then you come back and you work on these guys a little bit. But I mean, I had to put Shakti into a fleet farm, which I think we're already doing for this account, or maybe we're not. No, we're not. So, that's going to slow down. That'll slow down progress a little bit, because I feel like I need to just be like, okay, and maybe I'll just slide her into this cantina behind Dash, and we'll just you know it's Shakti. We need her for other stuff, and she can go, and we'll just, like I said, we'll just plug her into this cantina relic thing right here behind Dash, and we'll just know that, hey, she's not cantina, but she's obviously fleet, and we'll just have to spend some fleet energy to go get her. So that's what we're gonna do, and that's how I'm gonna operate. I'm gonna finish up Killeron. Killeron is something, Killeron. If you're working on Killeron, if you're not to Mommy Mandalore, it's like, okay, maybe it's time to think about picking up and going after Killeron, because Killeron's Jedi Vanguard. So, I mean, obviously, if you already have a team together, if you already have a Jedi Vanguard team, then you're. If you already have Naboo raid teams, and you already have Killeron, you already have this, then But if you don't, then all right, I guess you got to go to Killeron. Yes, it kind of is a little really, but I mean, right? It's just something we got to do. It's just something. It's going to be important to us. It's going to be advantageous for us. It's going to allow us to step in and continue to do what we're doing, and it's going to, it's just. Well, what it does is it makes me slow down my. It's just going to make me want to make sure I have. Qui-Gon is Jedi Vanguard. That's weird. That's weird because he's dead, right? Oh well. But I mean, like I said, I mean, if you want to farm Bad Batch, which if you, I don't know. Because I think the Bad Batch are the one thing that nobody's going to want to farm, just because we already have them. So I don't think anybody's going to farm the Bad Batch. I'm not going to farm the Bad Batch. I mean, I may, but it's like you can be one noting it, right? And I just think you're much better off just investing in the low-hanging fruit that are the Jedi Vanguard teams, and just let them sort of open the path, or make the path for you. I would say don't go crazy looking for another path. Just sort of, let stuff come to you. Obviously, I was already working on a lot of these tunes, and so we're just, kind of moving up the priority. And it's not going to kill, It's not going to kill us. The only thing that, obviously the newer your account is, you're not exactly going after these Vanguard characters because you're super worried about getting your fleets and getting your teams up. But I mean, I think it's just get the low-hanging fruit of the Jedi Vanguard out of the way and then move on with your life. If you want, just, invest. Look, I got another win because this guy's not playing. This is the only account where I'm getting a win because the other guy's not playing at all. None of the other accounts do this. I don't understand. But we're moving forward. I said that I think I said that I was thinking about buying the pass. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. If they were all Jedi, it would be much easier. But the idea that the first two sets are going to be characters that shouldn't, that are usable in the raid, but that are going to be for Lord Vader ultimately. Which I think the reason they did this is because they know how bad Lord Vader is in PvP, and I won't be very surprised if this new trooper lineup ends up just making him a lot better. But if you did want to give these troopers, then I think I think Grand Moff Tarkin rework is going to be huge, and depending on what it does, it could be massively great for the executrix. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I have Grand Moff Tarkin at either Gear 12 or Relic something, like 1 to 3 or something. I don't know. Probably not even that high. Probably Gear 12. But I don't have any Zetas on him just because it's Tarkin. Why would you put Zetas on Tarkin? So I don't know. But I do think it's going to be good for Tarkin. I do think it's going to be really good. But we'll see. We will see what happens. So, I mean, I don't know. I still don't see anybody really investing in the Bad Batch. I know that the reason they put this new Bad Batch in is because they needed a reason to have it in game. And I guess they were intending like an assault battle that didn't work. They didn't get out in time. But I mean, how long is this raid going to be out? The Bad Batch have been out. Omega's farmable. Omega's going to be double farmable in 11 months. I don't think the raid's going to come out until August. If I'm just guessing, which is it's almost April now, so that puts it still 3 months away, which is roughly I'd say probably 100 days away. So whatever day this is for the account, it's like gotta be gotta be close to 680. Um, so wherever we are at day 780, obviously on the review, I said I expect to have all 15 of these done by then, but Jedi Vanguard, I still think that we can have I still think we can have all of these done, all of these tunes that you see on the screen, regardless of whether they're Jedi Vanguard or not. And obviously, you know, um, Ayla, I don't know. It's gonna be wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see with a lot of these characters, but we're still gonna push. We're still gonna push forward. But if it's me, yes, you're gonna have double drop accessibility. Yes, you're gonna have accessibility to the Bad Batch months before you have accessibility, other than waiting for this new for the new era with legendary Mace Windu, and at least Mace it being a legendary, and so there's going to be a team that can formed around that. I would say that at least that is more of a and for the troopers that ultimately end up going with Lord Vader, for me feels like more of a reason to go after this new era, the stuff for this new era, than the new Bad Batch that we just came out. Like, especially if you bought that Bad Batch, which I did not on this account, but I mean, I don't know, I don't know. In my farm, they don't fit in. Because obviously having to go and do these Jedi Vanguard, it's going to slow me down a little bit in terms of what I'm trying to do. Because what I'm trying to do is ultimately get to Leia. Then I'll have to pick up Jabba. Mommy Mandalore is somewhere out there. I want to get. Jedi Cow would be nice, I think, at some point, and then Star Killer, and then maybe whatever else beyond that is. I don't know. I don't know. Obviously we could lay out. We're right there. We can pick up JML, and I mean, um, yeah, JML and Jabba all relatively easily. It's just I do want to push. I do want to push all these tunes you see on the account that you've seen up there forever. I do really want to push all of them to Relic 7. So what my goal is to push all the characters that I don't have in relics that you see have favorited. I want to push them just into relics, like Relic 1, Relic 2, whatever. Leave them. So, I mean, I'd leave Rex, Luminar, Talon, Sam, Plo, Kit, Ayla, Drogon, Lobot, Scout, Trooper, Barris, um, General Kenobi, Hermit Yoda, Kelleron, Shakti. Just get them all to Relic 1. And then after that, you know, take the CLS team up to Relic 7, take the Night Sisters up to Relic 7, take the Sith Empire up to Relic 7, take the Bounty Hunters up to Relic whatever. Then that's going to empty out this whole page, and we can move forward. And I'm looking forward to being able to do that. We're just not there yet. So, I mean, obviously, you have some work to do. Obviously, I think we all have work to do, unless you've just been focused in on getting Jedi Vanguard done since they announced that Jedi Vanguard was a thing, which you may have done. I did not. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to focus in on these on farming. Obviously we're going to farm. It's going to slow us down a little bit. Fleet energy wise, why? Because we're going to be farming Shakti. Because she's Jedi Vanguard and we just want to have a backstop. But, my goal is, still to get through these characters as quickly as possible and to get them done and then focus on relicking characters. Because as soon as we get done with Dash, as soon as we get Dash to 7 stars, we're going to start relicking characters and pushing them up and getting them off the screen. Unless, of course, your name is Mara Jade. But it's going to be work. It's going to be work. It's going to be work. And just getting characters into relics and coming back to them later and just checking stuff off is, because you could be like, oh, hey, just because once you get to where you want to get all of these characters done, and I mentioned Mommy Mandalore, and we're headed that way. We're headed towards Mommy Mandalore. She's on the list after Leia. And obviously we want to make sure we can have access to as much as we can. So we're finishing this Naboo team. And then we're going to flow, after that, we're going to flow right into Jedi Vanguard for the Order 66 raid. And then once we get done with the Order 66 raid, we're just bringing up GK, bringing up some other characters. Obviously GK and Shakti are going to help us put together a Padme Conquest Squad. And we're just going to go from there. But that's the goal. Obviously, to have four really good, solid conquest teams. And then, maybe at some point we go back and pick up Zorid Resistance or something because, yeah. But, yeah. But it's a lot of work. But, it's going to be really interesting. So if we say where are we going to be at? Today is March 29th. Where are we going to be at in 100 days? That's going to be a really good challenge. And it's going to be one that I'm going to set for myself. And we'll do some checking in. So 10 days from today, which is the 29th, is the 5th is 7 days. So it's the 8th, which is a late night for me. So it's actually going to be the morning of the 9th, and we'll have to see where we end up because that's 10 days from now. And so if, amazingly, and I think this is possible, but I'm not sure, the goal for 10 days from now, and if you're still here, leave me a booyah. So I know you're still there, but we're gonna try to have Rex as I want to try to have Rex done and like to have Luminara done in a week and a half. I don't know if it's possible. I think it is. Because if we can do that, if we can maintain that rate, and obviously I think that I said that I wanted to have Rex, Luminara, Talon, Zam, and Plo done by the month. But I think we got to outshot at getting Kid Festo done too. So I'll have to see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know what you think about the raid. Let me know what you think about my let's just do the low-hanging fruit and get the Jedi Vanguard and worry about other stuff after that. Love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, God bless. Hold the line, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.